strong frontal system making its way through, giving us some unsettled weather and quite the cooling trend as we're moving on through the rest of the week. Chances for showers and isolated thunderstorms for the afternoon time. Our highs are climbing to about 65. Gusty southeasterly wind over 30 miles per hour. More showers and possible thunderstorms tonight with the actual front coming in. Lows drop from the upper 30s to the low 40s. We're pretty much going to be into the mid-40s on Friday with rainy weather throughout the day or rubble us under early. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Nair-Moore, KMBC Weather.
Straight on traffic, an accident coming out of the Triangle northbound 71 highway right about Bannister. The right lane is blocked, and that is bunching you up a little bit there. Also going to find a little bit of slowing down into the construction northbound I-35 past Lone Elm.
Big J checking in from the road. What's up, cum stains? Looks like I'm headed to Alabama tomorrow. My first question is, are gyms open in Alabama? I haven't heard anything about Alabama. Is there even much coronavirus going on in Alabama? I wouldn't think too many people from Wuhan, China flew into fucking Birmingham. I'm actually going to South Alabama. Be going through Birmingham and through Montgomery. And I have a dream. I have a dream that I might be able to find a gym open in Alabama. Where young black children and young white children work out side by side. I have a dream. There's no barber shops open. I'm going to buy some clippers. I had a little beard trimmer malfunction today. I got like the cheapest beard trimmer you can buy. It's like such a hunk of shit. And I'm going to go buy a good one at Walmart. Because this shit, I shaved my neck. Then I shaved a little right here on my cheeks. But I wanted to trim this down shorter. But my beard trimmer's a hunk of shit. No. Adam McLeod joined. COVID bear in full effect. Corona-19. This is my Corona-19 filter right here. All the virus gets caught in your goatee. They actually say people with beards are actually get sick less. So I'd heard that Mississippi gyms and restaurants were still open. But I don't know about Alabama. I'm still in Kansas City. I didn't get a load today. I made my delivery this morning, went and parked, sat here all fucking day. And the broker couldn't find me a decent, high-paying load. I don't know who this R. Kelly is. Is he like a rapper? I really don't know much about fucking popular culture. Adam Harper's wife got bigger arms than Jason. Fuck that selfish cunt. You know, you got people that aren't working, that might not have money to fucking go get groceries, and that selfish cunt has taken at least 2 vacations since this stay-at-home or quarantine in place has been enacted. Adam Harper gets what he deserves for marrying such a selfish cunt. You know, then he was dumb enough to have 2 kids with her. Now he can't afford to ever get divorced. He's got to hope she gets fucking eaten by a shark on one of their vacations. Check his page, Adam, if you really want to see. Maybe it was just one vacation. Olivia is doing a collab with a few bulls from Lenny's work. It wouldn't surprise me. And there would be no cheating if Nate agrees to it. If she does it with Nate's blessing, it's not considered cheating. There was no cheating. God damn. So I didn't get the chance to listen to the president. I don't think it's happened yet. What time is it? It's early, right? I don't have a clock. 4:12. All right. President will be on at about 5 o'clock, 5:30. So, I'll tell you what. People aren't dropping dead like they said they were going to start dropping dead. Remember, was that Monday or Tuesday when fucking Trump got on there and with that little doctor and said 100 to 200 million people could fucking, or 1,000 people could die? Dude, the death toll's at 5,200. The death toll from coronavirus in the United States is at 5,200 people. And they're talking 100,000 in the next 2 weeks. Now, the thing needs to take off pretty soon for that to happen. I mean, how are we going to get to 100,000 if 1,000 aren't even dying every day? I mean, pretty soon, to get to 100,000, the deaths need to start doubling each day, at least. I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a fucking homeless trucker. But yeah, I miss the gym too. Hopefully shit in Alabama's open. I don't hear anything about Alabama on the radio. They just closed a medical school locally to transform it to a morgue. Where? Where are you? You need to know where you are to know how relevant that is. Oh my God, I've got it. I got the coronavirus. Call 911. Bully, how are you feeling working while everyone is off? Any resentment? No, actually quite the opposite. I would be going nuts. sitting at home. This is great being out working. The only time I like sitting at home not working is when the gym is open. So sitting at home with everything closed sucks. So I'm happy to be out on the road working. I feel like I got a better life working than you people laying around the house. No. It's almost like Christmas. Driving and looking in all the parking lots and everything is closed and all the parking lots are empty. It reminds me of Christmas Day. And Christmas Day usually sucks. The only thing open is fucking Corona-19 fucking restaurants and fucking movie theaters. You guys ever notice that? Chinese restaurants are always open on Christmas. They are like the most anti-American motherfuckers. Yeah, if you want to find the Jews on Christmas Day, they're all at Chinese restaurants. The coronavirus needs an ice bag immediately. Absolutely. What's up, Jay? I don't get notifications when you go live. I know. I basically am shadow banned by Instagram. Zuckerberg doesn't want me getting my message out. Oh my God, Jack in the Box? I remember when Jack in the Box poisoned all those people in the 70s. Oh, I just got out of the shower. It takes me a while to fucking get all the boogers and shit out of my nose after I get out of the shower. So anyway, I think we're fucking up. Unless the bodies start piling up, and they're right that 100,000 people are going to be dead 2 weeks from now, I think we're fucking up. I don't think it's going to happen. I personally, and I'm just an idiot, I don't know anything about medicine. I don't know anything about fucking disease control. Just my personal opinion, which is worthless. I don't think we're going to lose 100,000 people in the next 12 days. Is Hamburg really that much of a scumbag from what I heard? Hamburg, here's what Hamburg did. Hamburg, right, we all know what locker room talk is, right? And when a bunch of guys are doing locker room talk, like talking about, a chick they'd all like to fuck, or, I'd love to fucking, piss in her fucking face, look at that fucking cunt, I'd love to fucking, cum in her asshole, all that shit we say, you're not supposed to talk about that, okay? It's an unwritten rule. You don't repeat locker room talk. And what Hamburg did to one particular female to try and make himself look like the nice guy, he went and told her all this shit we were saying about her. He's a fucking loser. And he did the same shit to Dale. Told Dale all the shit we were talking about in our private chat group. Did the same thing to fucking Nate. He broke a code. Simple as that. And he can't help himself. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. He thinks he's making the world a nicer place by trying to get people to be friends. Dude, sorry. World doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Hamburg went simp. I don't know what simp means. I'm a boomer, man. I'm not up on the fucking lingo. No. Like that scumbag reporter that recorded Trump saying he wanted to grab that chick by the pussy. Dude, you don't do that. What do we want to... Do we want such a fucking lame society that the only people that can ever run for fucking office are people that are such pussies that they've never said something like that in their life? I don't want a president who's never said something like that. He's certainly not going to be a fucking leader. If you've never said something vulgar like, I'd like to grab that chick by the pussy, there's no way you are alpha male enough to ever be a fucking leader of a fucking nation, let alone the world's fucking leader, the United States of America. We need to stop shunning fucking alpha males for their behavior. Jesus Christ. It's like the liberals want a bunch of beta fucking cuckolds running everything. And fucking short-haired fucking lesbian women in pantsuits. Horse-faced lesbians like that Rachel Maddow. I mean, give me a fucking break. You bought $100 worth of film and you don't even own a fucking camera. That was a great line. Yeah, I don't know if that's I don't know if it's a culture thing or if it's just a Hamburg thing. I know in America, you don't go running to chicks and tattletale about locker room talk. You just don't do that. I don't even think chicks respect that. No, most chicks, they don't want to hear about it. But there's a dirty little part of them that likes what's being said. They just don't want to know about it. You know, and they don't go asking. I don't have chicks asking me, do you guys talk about me in your private chat group? They don't want to know about it. They don't want to know about it. They just, don't talk about it, but if we're ever alone and you grab me by the hair and fucking throw me down and fuck me, I'm okay with that. That's what they want. Just don't talk about it. Oh. Don't talk about it. Jay, what are you transporting? I'm empty right now, brah. I'm picking something up tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm picking up. It doesn't really say on my bill of lading. But I know it's going to a Walmart. I know I'm delivering something to a Walmart. Unless it's a Walmart distribution center. I'm not sure. I could be going to a Walmart distribution center, or I could be going to an actual store. I'm not sure. You can't say that shit without getting arrested, Big J. Say what shit? I don't know what you're talking about. Jay, have you ever met Lenny's father? No. He sounds like a fucking crazy fucker, though. What in the world to do, China, when this is all over? Well, China, the world's never going to be the same. Remember the days when everything said made in China on it? Everything still does say made in China. That's going to fucking change. Because, there's companies right now that couldn't get parts necessary to build their products. If China was, during this coronavirus outbreak, if China was part of your supply chain for your business, even if your business isn't in China, if some of the parts you need are made in China, you are fucked. Hyundai had to stop making cars weeks and weeks before the coronavirus ever got to South Korea. Because they weren't getting the parts. Because the factories in China closed down. So, and look at all of our antibiotics. I mean, almost all of our antibiotics are produced in China. What if the terrorists hit us with a biological weapon and China doesn't want to sell us any medicine? We can't live. This has really exposed how vulnerable we are to China. And that's one positive I think we can get out of this. Yeah. I mean, China makes something like 90% of our ibuprofen. China makes almost all of our Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol, by the way. It's poison. So, you know, China is in our... This shirt I'm wearing is probably Chinese. I don't know. I'll bet it is. It's a Walmart or a Target workout shirt. I'm sure it's made in somewhere fucked up. Vietnam. Nate. Yeah. Now this could affect the underground labs that make our gear. Almost all those raws, I would say 99% of the raws that the underground labs are using worldwide to make gear come from China. So you might need to be looking for a doctor and get on some legal TRT. Nate's grandma makes bully shirts. That's funny. Remember before China, everything used to say made in Taiwan? Everything used to say made in Taiwan. Now everything says made in China. What happened? Like Taiwan was independent and then China, we gave Taiwan back or some shit like that. The rest of the world is only fucked up because America has fucked it. Dude, we saved the world from the Japanese and the Germans. What do you mean we fucked up the world? If the Japs wouldn't have bombed Pearl Harbor and gotten the United States into World War II, continental Europe was fucked. Fucked. And the Japs were going to fucking ruin the Chinese and all those Pacific Islands. The Japs were winning. So were the Nazis. And the Japs really fucked up with Pearl Harbor. So don't tell me that America fucked up the world. Give me a break. The only thing America has done wrong is since World War II, us fiddle fucking with other countries. You know, setting up fucking puppet. Setting up fucking, banana republics. You know, setting up dictators like the Shah of Iran. We should have never gotten involved with some of this bullshit. Yeah, I saw that. 6.6 million people. That's not just this past week, though, because it was like, I think last week, 3.3 million people applied for unemployment. 6.6 is total people. America has killed more people than the Japanese. Dude, socialism has killed more people than anything. If you add up the amount of people that the Chinese, the Russians, it dwarfs any other Holocaust in the history of the world. What's socialist? Remember, communism is socialism. So, a socialist republic has a communist government. So, the socialism has killed more people than any other Holocaust, or probably all the other Holocausts combined. I mean, people love to bring up the Jewish Holocaust in World War II. I think 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. Something like 11 million total because Hitler killed a lot more than Jews during the Holocaust. 11 million total. 6 million Jews. That's nothing compared to what Stalin did in fucking Germany. Russia, the Soviet Union. They think Stalin killed a minimum of 24 million people, and some people think it could be as high as 40. But they don't teach that in school. Jesus Christ. Kids are not learning. They're not learning shit. This bullshit school system we have in the United States is bullshit. Yeah, Chairman Mao of China. I really don't know much about Mao, but he pretty much did the same thing as Stalin. Mao had fucking re-education camps, basically death camps. The Germans killed millions of Russians in World War II. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, you can message me about trucking. I don't care. If you and your brother want to do it, you guys should start out as a team. You can really rack up some good money. Team driving, one of you back there in the bunk, sleeping while the other guy's driving. Don't ever use that upper bunk though while you're driving. You both got to use the lower bunk. You got to be an absolute idiot to get in that upper bunk while a truck is moving. But you can pile up a whole shit ton of cash team driving. But I would only recommend it with family members, because two grown men do not belong in this small of a space unless they grew up together like brothers, or maybe a father and a son, or a husband and a wife. I couldn't imagine having like Nate sitting next to me 24 hours a day. I'd have to fucking smash his face with the butt of my rifle. Yeah, the Chinese don't have any innovation. They basically take products and re-engineer them. Like, you can buy a brand new Honda motorcycle from China that's identical to a Honda in every way, but it's not a Honda. The Chinese bought a Honda, took it apart, reverse engineered all the parts, and now they build their own motorcycle that's identical to a Honda. There is no innovation under communism. Without capitalism, without capitalism and a free market, there's no incentive for anybody to do anything extraordinary. Like that dipshit who builds Teslas. If that dipshit grew up a Chinaman, he wouldn't have had the ambition to form Tesla. He would have just gone about his little Chinaman business and just been like a little worker bee, going to the factory with the rest of the Chinamen. So, yeah. He's South African, the founder of Tesla. Yeah, he's pretty smart guy. I'm not a big fan of those cars, though. I personally don't want an all-electric car. I think, without a doubt, no question in my mind, a hybrid is the way to go. And I know I've said this 100 times, how much I like the new Acura NSX. It's got a big old V6 that's fucking nasty mean, and it's all-wheel drive. So you got V6 power going to all four tires, and then he's got electric motors on each of the two front hubs, and then an additional electric motor on the rear axle. And the electric motors are for enhanced acceleration. Because if any of you guys that know anything about electric motors, the torque curve on an electric motor is flat like a pool table. You don't have to build RPM to build torque. You got massive torque right from the idle. Right from the dead stop, electric motors make massive torque. So you use the electric motors for enhanced acceleration, and then when you get to cruising speed, you're just relying on that little V6 sipping fuel. But that's still a nice V6 in that Acura NSX. I'm sure it's a double overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder. The problem with the Acura NSX is the technology is so fucking advanced. I don't know. I'm sure the tuners have done something with it, but making that car quicker than it is off the showroom floor has got to be a goddamn just a disaster. A technological fucking clusterfuck. I mean, because anti-lock brakes in the past, traction control in the past always used the brakes, which is like a prehistoric way of thinking. I got a tire spinning, so I'm going to apply the brakes to that tire. It's stupid. The traction control on the Acura NSX, out of the four tires, if it senses a wheel is spinning, it decreases the wattage going to that particular electric motor. It doesn't use the brakes. It's fucking brilliant. So how do you make an Acura NSX quicker? Do you increase the wattage of the electric motors? Do you put on bigger electric motors? Do you hype up the gasoline engine? What do you do? I mean, it's because it's such a complicated piece of machinery. You can't just build up one piece because it's going to fuck up other systems in that car. So I don't know. I think I love the Acura NSX. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a hot rodder at heart. I want to do something to the car I buy to make it quicker. I want to add my personal touch to it, whether it's a supercharger or a nitrous bottle or whatever. I want to make it mine. And I just don't know if the Acura NSX, but I'm not up on current things. The tuners may have a kit for that car. You might be able to just buy a handheld tuner, plug into that car's computer, and make that thing quite faster. I don't know. Jay, you should compete this year, man. What are you talking about? Why would I compete? I haven't even hit the gym and going on 3 weeks now. Everyone likes cars. Anyone who says they don't like cars or trucks is fucking stupid. I mean, I would say talking about cars and trucks is truly American, but that would be stupid because European guys and Japanese people love cars. I mean, fuck. Hey, and what some of those kids do to those fucking Jap cars is incredible. I mean, 3-liter engines, Japanese cars with a 3-liter, making 300 horsepower with no turbo, no supercharger, just on gas. That's incredible. Making 100 horsepower per liter without a power adder. Ugh. I used to like lifted 4x4 trucks, but living in Florida and not having to deal with snow, wanting a big lifted 4x4, that you get away from that right away. Like, if I could build up a nice truck, I would get a 4-door, 1-ton dual rear wheel, a 1-ton dually with a 4-door. But I wouldn't get 4-wheel drive. I would get a 2-wheel drive, and I would start with that, a 2-wheel drive, 1-ton dually. Then I would do some things to it, build up the diesel, make it. Do you ever eat peanuts or potato chips with your bear? No, I don't snack. Snacking is for fucking old ladies and little kids. And slaves. Didn't you have a power rack? Yeah, Brad's got it now. I gave it to Lenny. And then when Lenny lost his place to live, Lenny gave it to fucking Brad. What do you think about Big Lenny doing the Ruby? I think it's great for Lenny to compete. Because I think getting lean once a year is good for him. But I don't know about the diuretics and the other shit he does. I mean, I think Lenny takes it a little too serious for a guy who's going to be 50 years old. Your body can't handle it, man. I'll tell you, I mean, like I'm 51, and I can't handle much Tren at all. Like the trenentonate I get, now Tren acetate I can handle a shit ton better because it's out of you quicker. But trenentonate, the shit I get is 200 milligrams per milliliter. Okay, so it's not even that strong of Tren. It's Tren 200. I can do 1 cc or 1 milliliter a week. Relatively no side effects. But sometimes, if I up my Tren to 400 milligrams, which is only 2 milliliters, which is not a lot of Tren. 2 milliliters of Tren is not a lot. 400 mg. Sometimes I fucking get such bad respiratory anxiety, like when I try and lay down in bed, I feel like my breathing is voluntary. Like I'll be like, and then I gotta stand up. The only way, and the only way you feel comfortable sleeping is in a recliner. You can't get flat because you feel like your breathing is voluntary. And I call it respiratory anxiety because you start thinking about your breathing and you get horrible anxiety over it. And it starts becoming voluntary, whereas you shouldn't think about your breathing. Your breathing should be involuntary. So, yeah, I can't handle much Tren at my age. So I don't know how so I understand why guys retire. Do you think Emma is back on drugs? You know, I think if Emma relapsed, she would disappear from social media. So the fact that you're seeing her on social media and you're able to ask these questions, I think that's a good sign. Because there's no way she'd be on social media if she was using heroin. People using heroin fucking disappear. You could be a pillhead and be on social media. And there's probably some heroin junkies on social media, but for the most part, they disappear. Dr. J-Ster, you're getting all wound up, brah. Big J, do some blow. Nah, dude, I like the way cocaine makes you feel after you do like a line in each nostril, do 2 lines real quick. That feels good. But then the whole rest of the night is fucked. So no, I'm not going to do any blow. So, yeah, I think I'm going to, when I eventually decide to get a vehicle, I'm probably going to get a 1-ton dual rear wheel pickup. So that, and I want a diesel. I don't know if I can afford a diesel. But I want a 1-ton so that I don't know if I'm going to buy an RV to start out or if I'm going to start out with a camper. Because you can pull a camper for a lot cheaper than getting into an RV. And, you know, and I could probably get away with pulling a camper with a 1/2-ton truck. I mean, I see them all the time on the highway. It's just a lot safer to have a heavier duty truck anytime you're trailering. You want the truck to own the camper. You don't want the camper to be bullying around your light duty truck. So, and because I'm a trucker, I really love dual rear wheels. Like, I could get an F-350 or a Ram 3500 without the dual rear wheels. But, dude, I just like the way dualies look. I mean, they just look tough. So that's what I want. I want a 1-ton dually. And I don't really need a 4-door. Because if I got a camper, it's not like I'm going to be sleeping in the back seat. So, the reason I like a 4-door dually is because the 2-wheel drives, I like how long and low they are. I mean, it makes them look bad. You black out the fucking windows, and they're just long and low. It's fucking badass. So, I'm probably going to get a 1-ton dually with a turbo diesel if I can afford a diesel. But you can get one with a gas motor so much cheaper. And I guess I really shouldn't worry about it, because if you're not sleeping in the truck and you don't need to worry about running the motor all night, you don't really need a diesel. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I thought about getting a Ford E350 with a Power Stroke diesel and then kind of making it into a motorhome on my own. But that's so dirtbag. Like living in a van down by a river. Might as well just buy a little RV. But I'll probably wind up getting a pickup truck. No, my woman left me. Well, good. Have you ever had gasket problems with the Subaru? I don't have the Subaru anymore, but yeah, that thing leaked oil out of the front. I believe it was the front seal. I never actually got underneath it to look, but that thing leaked oil like a stuck pig. And a friend of mine whose girlfriend had one, he told me those things are notorious for the gasket on the front to blow out. That's why they all leak oil. Abdul person. Hey, gorgeous. Huh. Women are for housing and food. Yeah. And they're good to keep your dick warm during the cold winter. You really don't need a woman as much in the summer. Like, if you could find a woman, a thicker one, a real meaty bitch, to keep your bed warm, be with her all winter, and then once the spring comes, it's time to be single. Jay Cutler is your dream boyfriend, Jay? I don't know about that. I love that fucking Jay Cutler fucking video where he's with Larry Wheels and that Mike O'Hearn freak. some of the looks on Jay Cutler's face that he gives Mike O'Hearn are fucking out of this world fucking funny. I mean, Mike O'Hearn is such a fucking freak that even an autistic like fucking Jay Cutler doesn't like him. Jay Cutler's a really nice guy. I mean, when we were at the Olympia in Las Vegas, Lenny waited in line for what seemed like an hour to meet Jay Cutler. And I'm telling you, Jay Cutler was so nice, and it was so sincere when he was talking to Lenny. And I might be exaggerating, but it seems like those two held hands for like 2 minutes. Like they shook hands, and it's like they didn't let go of each other. If you get my drift, you might have to get the video out. It's in the Misfits video, but I swear to God, I don't think they let go of each other. There was like a little bit of a bro moment with Lenny and Jay Cutler holding hands. But Jay was so nice and sincere. I was standing right there watching it while Andrew was filming. And Jay was so thankful that Lenny waited in line like a gentleman to fucking meet him. And because I guess leading up to that, those two had some kind of like bullshit little fucking tit for tat, I think, online before that. So Jay was 100% classy. My opinion of him went up fucking 100 times after watching him interact with Lenny. I don't know why my live would be pausing. I've got Verizon, brah. It's not like I got Boost Mobile. Yeah, very wholesome, very gay. Oh, I see Mike O'Hearn in person. His work is more obvious in real life. Kind of scary, gay looking. Yeah, he's a freak. Was Mike O'Hearn in I know he's done some acting. Is there anything any reason I should know who he is? Because I really don't know who he is, but I'd like to know if he's actually been in something that I might know of or recognize. What about Kali Muscle? We want Lenny to meet him. Didn't Kali Muscle just kind of go away? I don't really want to bring up Kali Muscle anymore because I thought the guy kind of went away, and that's like the best thing that could ever happen to not only the fitness industry, the Genovaverse, but for the world, is for Kali Muscle to just stay away. So I don't want to say anything to get him all riled up. I really don't care for the guy. So just let's leave him be. Lenny needs to shake hands with Chuck Basher. Oh my God. You guys are killing me tonight. He's a nobody? I thought Mike O'Hearn was like Hercules or something pretty cool. I don't know. He was in American Gladiators, the TV show? That's so fucking gay. That's truly gay. But it's more than I've done. I'm just a toe-sucking truck driver. I don't know what he means by everyone's not natural. I mean, like, I know, like, I remember years and years ago, there were high schools that were banning kids from taking amino acids. I mean, come on. I can't take my branched chains and play for your silly football team? Give me a break. But no, I mean, if you think about it, taking amino acids is not natural, is it? Is taking protein powder natural? Not really. Where are you going to get where are the people in the Amazon jungle going to get protein powder? They're not. They eat real food. You're not getting amino acids, in the fucking Kalahari Desert in fucking Africa. You're going to eat real food. But does that not? I mean, there's PEDs, and then there's things that don't occur in nature. I mean, so saying you're natural, that's almost like a gay term, like I'm organic. Well, testosterone's technically organic, isn't it? I mean, for something to, it's been 30 years since I had chemistry, but technically, all you need is carbon for something to be considered organic. Testosterone's organic. So, I mean, so taking testosterone may not be natural, but it's organic. Prove me wrong. Show me how testosterone is not organic. So what's more important, being organic or being natural? Or being drug-free? See, we're blurring the lines here, people. And this is where common sense should prevail. Now, what about a 40 or a 50 or a 60 or a 70-year-old man competing in his age group doing a little bit of TRT? And when I say TRT, I'm talking maximum of 250 milligrams of testosterone a week, like 1 ml of test a week, and not the good test I get, like a test 200 or a test 250. Is TRT considered cheating? Is TRT natural? Where are we at with TRT? Because I think on TRT, I don't know if you can get away with doing TRT in the Olympics, because when you take testosterone from an outside source, they have ways to detect that with the Olympic testing. What are the best testosterone supplements at GNCJ? I wouldn't take any testosterone boosters. I would steer clear of anything, any supplement that says it's going to help your testosterone. I don't really believe in many supplements. I take a pre-workout powder. I take 1 scoop pre-workout. I don't do 2 scoops anymore. I get too jittery and too fucked up. I don't like it. I take 1 scoop of pre-workout powder. And then during my workout, I sip on real sugar Gatorade. Okay? And then when the Gatorade is gone, I start drinking my amino acid blend after I've taken in my carbs. And that's it, pretty much. That's the only supplements I take. And I don't do branched chains anymore. There are branched chains in my pre-workout, but when I sip on my aminos, after I'm done with my Gatorade, while I'm at the end of my workout, when I'm sipping on aminos, I switched to an essential amino acid blend, like EAA, essential amino acid blend. Because I just don't think taking branched chains is everything it's cracked up to be. You're better off taking all your essential amino acids at the end of your workout. But that's how I stack my supplements. I try and train fasted. Like I wake up and I drink a scoop of pre-workout on the way to the gym. So when I'm training, I am on an empty stomach with a scoop of pre-workout in my belly. And then I start sipping on a real sugar Gatorade. And when the 32-ounce Gatorade is gone, that's when I start sipping out of my shaker cup with essential amino acids, because I'm training in a fasted state. So I feel that getting those amino acids in me while I'm still training is key. And then post-workout, I'll either go straight to a restaurant, or I might do like a 30-gram, 40-gram whey protein shake. But you don't have to do that. I think that taking in the essential amino acids doesn't make that makes that post-workout whey really not as important. So that's really all I take for supplements. I think supplements are a waste of money, honestly. But I like pre-workout powder. I drink pre-workout on days I don't even train, like coffee. Like, I don't waste $4 on a fucking coffee. Give me a fucking break. Go fuck yourself. Let's do a scoop of pre-workout. So I enjoy pre-workout. I like the taste of pre-workout better than coffee. And I like the buzz it gives you. You know, waking up at fucking 4, 5, 6 in the morning when it's still dark out, drinking a fucking shaker cup full of pre-workout and driving an 18-wheeler while the sun comes up. You know, it's the little things like that. Trying to enjoy your life. So and I think my pre-workout has, you know, a couple of grams of branched chains in it. And then, so that's why I don't take any more branched chains. The branched chains I get in my pre-workout is the only branched chains I take. Current research states that taking branched chains has probably been blown out of proportion the past few years. And a lot of the current gurus are pushing people back to the essential amino acids. So, Jesus, that's Brad. I wonder if that homo wants to go live with me. Did you guys send Brad my live? Send Brad my live. Can I do it while I'm on? Oh, I can. I don't know how much time we have left, but we'll try and get Brad on here. Can I request him go live with? Whey and pre-workout. Yeah, that's all you need. Shit, my battery's dying. Actually, it's not really dying. I'm at 15%. But this new phone, 15% is pretty, kind of a lot. Yeah, save your money on supplements. Get the fuck out of here. You know, when you see these guys that own supplement companies and they're you know, they own gyms or they're driving Ferraris, come on.